I'm Joshua Parker, known as DJ Parker, and this is Unique Beatz Studio. You're here for another Parker radio show.
Hey everybody, let's go. I'm hoping that you're ready for another episode. You know we play that music in the UB studio. And now it's time to welcome everybody to the Parker radio show. Everybody, let's go. I'm hoping that you're ready for another episode. You know we play that music in the UB studio. And now it's time to welcome everybody to the Parker radio show.
How we doing out there, everybody? We're here for another Parker radio show, here live at Unique Beatz Studio. With special thanks to our nation's finest, thank you for your service. Want target relief fast? Now you can enjoy the best-selling One Less CBD Tropical Inflammation Cream. Get yours for free, plus shipping. Limited time offer. Go to www.onelesscbd.com/UB radio. Good day. It is September 8th, and we're back here for another episode of the Parker Radio Show. Please check us out on our YouTube channel. We're promoting independent artists from all around the world, and we have a special guest today. All the way from Texas, making his ways in the Keys, sits in the middle of the land, rich in farming and music. Some grow up to fight the dirt on a cotton farm, and some grow up to write the songs that inspire all of us. At an early age, Trenton Chandler decided he wanted to do that later. West Texas has given birth to such musical legends as Buddy Holly, Waylon Jennings, Don Williams, and Trenton. He decided he wanted to chase the dream too. He got his first guitar at the age of 7 after seeing an inspiring performance by one and only Elvis Presley on television. It didn't take long for him to string a few chords and melodies together, and a troubadour was born. Trenton has been a songwriter and performing for most of his life, pouring his hearts out on stages all across Texas. On August 12, 2012, he made the move to Nashville, Tennessee, to pursue songwriting on a professional level. Currently, he spends his days writing with some of the Nashville's best, and his nights on a honky-tonk stage singing his songs, and some of theirs now and then. I remember the first time I saw Elvis on TV. It was the life-changing event. There was so much joy in his performance for him and the rest of us, says Trenton Chandler. When I'm on stage making music with friends that I love, playing to rocking crowd, I'm exactly where I want to be. It is my passion, my whole life, to be in the moment doing what good Lord put me on earth to do, says Trenton Chandler. It's a spiritual thing, an encourage of energy between the band and the crowd. For me, it's a natural high, says Trenton Chandler. So let's give a warm welcome to Trenton Chandler singing America to Me here on the Parker Radio Show, powered by Unique Beatz.
I was 4 years old at a high school football game. First time I saw Glory fly and the band began to play. Put my hand over my heart like Daddy taught me to do. Felt proud to be part of the red, white, and blue. Now Daddy said it's home of the brave. That's why it's the land of the free. A lot of men gave their lives so we could be free. That's America to me. Granddaddy fought the Nazis back in World War II. Uncle James went to Vietnam like they asked him to. Brother David earned the Purple Heart in Afghanistan. Families always fought to save this land. Daddy said it's home of the brave. That's why it's the land of the free. A lot of women laid down their lives, but freedom don't come free. That's America to me. That's America. That's America. That's America to me. It's a veteran dressed in the stars and stripes, a military men keeping watch all night. It's small town Texas and its big city dreams. It's Friday night football teams, hometown homecoming queens. The right to pursue happiness from sea to shining sea. Daddy said it's home of the brave. That's why it's the land of the free. A lot of men gave their lives, but freedom don't come free. That's America to me. That's America. That's America. That's America to me. That's America. That's America. That's America to me.
Let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you came to love music.
My love affair with music, I guess it was always there, but I saw a commercial for Elvis Presley on one of those like K-Tel records when I was a kid. I was just fascinated. I had my grandmother go buy that. She had that record since COD, baby. Then I started collecting Elvis records, and I always loved music from the time I can remember. I always had I see pictures of myself when I'm like 2 and 3 years old and I already have guitars. You know, they may be plastic guitars. I was fascinated with guitars too. So I think it's just been a lifelong fascination with music for me.
What were some of your first memories as a singer, and was there any particular artist that you idolized at a young age?
Well, obviously Elvis. I grew up close to where Waylon Jennings grew up, like we're 20 miles apart from where our hometowns are. Shallow Water in Littlefield, Texas, which is outside the big city of Lubbock, Texas. But Waylon Jennings was always a big influence. Willie Nelson, the Texas guys, stuff from Texas, always felt really close to them. Love Robert Earl Keen. I don't know, all the outlaw music. I always loved it. For sure. That's kind of my earliest stuff. I was always kind of been a throwback when I was, when I was going to high school. I was 20 years before the times. I was listening to songs in the 60s and 70s. I always like discovering the old stuff. But yeah, I like all kinds of music though. Outlaw country is probably my favorite though.
You're kind of like me. You're got an old soul, listen to the old stuff, but still like the current stuff just a little bit. But if you were to name a few, I think you say Buddy Holly, Waylon Jennings, Don Williams. So
yeah,
very, very
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, all those guys.
So from that age until now, how has your influences in music changed, and who are your major influences currently?
Oh, definitely still Waylon. I love his stuff. Anytime somebody tells me I sound like Waylon, I take that as a compliment. I just love him. Hank Jr., big influence on me. He's one of my favorite all-time singers. I just like those singers that when they sing a song, you just believe whatever they're singing about, And for me, those guys are just so believable. Every song they ever sing sounds like they meant it from the bottom of their soul,
Yeah,
I think those are my major influences, but I love Van Halen. I loved, I don't know, I like some rock and roll stuff. I like some dance music stuff. I'm kind of all over the place. You kind of start with country and then move to other areas,
Has your family always encouraged you to pursue a career in the music industry?
No, not in the beginning. Well, I grew up in a really small town. We didn't know any successful musicians. There was no path it looked like it went anywhere. It was like in the beginning, my parents just wanted me to get a college degree and do the things you're supposed to do in America, I guess. Go in the corporate world. I didn't get the college degree. I did go for a long time, and then I ended up in the corporate world managing jewelry stores for Z Corp. And I was really good at that, and I really hated that job. It was tough. I don't know. I hated going to work, but I decided to do music. I didn't really start doing music again until I've done some music in high school, and we put out a record when I was 17, and had on. Back then, you could just go to the radio station. We had on like 4 or 5 radio stations in Texas in regular circulation. So that was a lot of fun. And then I went off and did the corporate thing, and then I got into building houses, and I lost everything building houses, and I just had a moment. I felt like I had to lose everything every 7 years. It seemed like in my life at that point. I just decided I always wanted to do music. It's the only thing I ever really wanted to do. If I was going to have to lose everything periodically, I'd rather be doing exactly what I want to do, which was music. So I started right then. I moved to Bandera, Texas. Started playing in the honky tonks around that town, and then around the Austin area, the Hill Country, Texas, and eventually I've been a songwriter since I started playing guitars. And my first guitar lesson I got back and had learned 3 chords. I went and wrote a little song with it, So started writing songs and felt like I could write for the Nashville charts. So I moved to Nashville in 2012, and I was there for 8 years roughly. Played every honky tonk on Broadway that you can imagine. I played in Honky Tonk Central, which was the biggest honky tonk in the whole world at that time, as far as volume and people in there and sales and everything. So I played some pretty big venues. And just kept writing songs. I did my 10 Steps from Tootsie's record, came out in 2018. Yeah, that was a great record for me. After I played in Nashville for a long time, I just took a vacation to Key West, just needed a break. I've been working really hard, and I fell in love with Key West. Just like, I don't know, it was like falling in love with a lover or something. I just love it down here in Southern
Paradise.
Keys. It is paradise. and I immediately started, got some gigs at the best places, the biggest bars around here. So it all happened. I mean, like the 3rd day on vacation, I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody because they're going to think I'm crazy, but I don't think I'm going home. I really like it here. So I didn't go back to Nashville for 6 months. I paid rent on 2 places, just because I didn't want to wake up one day and go, oh my gosh, I got tropical fever. I was in Nashville. What the hell am I doing down here in Florida?
That's
But
funny. But
you know,
sometimes it takes losing something, I should say, or closing out that chapter in your life for new chapters to join. So it's kind of nice. It kind of goes along with my story a little bit. And
oh yeah,
I love hearing that from artists. Hey, I was making waves in Texas, but things happened, so I went on vacation and now I'm stuck there. We actually are getting ready to go down to Florida here in the next couple weeks for a
mhm.
week, and then we'll be planning on staying down there for the winter and be like a
Ooh,
winter bird. And then we plan to go to around the Marco, Fort Myers, Naples area, so we're not too far from the Keys, maybe two or
you know
three
what?
hours.
You should plan yourself a trip down here. I'll take you out on my boat. The Key West is so small. I sold my truck. I don't own a vehicle right now. And it's out of choice because the island's only 2 miles by 4 miles. I can get anywhere I want to, either by Uber or scooter. I take Uber to all my gigs, which I really like that. So I bought a boat, man, and I take people out on tours to the sandbar. It's kind of my little sideline business. I've really enjoyed that. I love taking people out on the water, man. The water down here is just beautiful. We're going to go out later on today. The winds down here are just perfect, like under 5 knots right now. It's basically no wind. That'll make for a really beautiful day. The water gets so flat out here in South Florida.
That's
So,
so awesome. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and things like that and trying to reach out some of these artists because I have no connections down there.
yeah.
Um, so it'll be interesting. It'll be like starting all over again, but I'm excited. I'm ready to go down there. And I was telling my spouse, I was like, we get down there and there is a possibility that I won't want to come home.
Yeah. Listen, I wish that for you. It was, it's just it's Florida either hits you like that. You either like, okay, this is my jam, or it doesn't matter to you. But I highly, it seems like a lot of sacrifices live down here. It's expensive and yada yada, all this stuff. But if you really enjoy it, you just pay the price and do it.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about your performing. How would you describe your onstage personality?
Robust, party mode. I play a lot of honky tonks, so I'm the leader of the party. We have a good time.
What
I enjoy my live show a whole lot. You never know exactly what I will say or anything like that. It's an interesting show each and every time. But I love performing, and people seem to really love it when I sing, and they generally drink more and have more fun. It seems like so. It's just I don't know. It's a fun thing for me. I love it.
so what are some of your most memorable performances and what made them so memorable?
So I went to Nashville for let's see, we were there 8 days. I went and sang every day. This last little stretch is like my favorite performances. I went down there, knocked those songs out. If you know, we recorded all this for some people that ordered my record, pre-ordered it. We had a $55 fee, and they got a CD. But we have a special group who record all the sessions of me recording these songs. So those performances. I was really happy with everything. We had 11 songs to do, and I only had really like a day to sing them all. It wasn't much. So I had about 30 minutes per song is really all the time that I had because it's a really busy studio, and I got all the time I could from them, but they didn't have any more time for us. So I came through all that. Just felt like I sang my songs better than I've ever sang them. Discovered some new things while we were in the recording process. That's the wonderful thing about recording songs is that now it's set. It's finally set. All this time I've been singing these songs for years, most of them, just trying to get them ready to record. And now I know how they go. Because when you write a song, there's so many options. It's always, until it gets recorded, it can go here and go there. So it's nice having them firm. I'm kind of getting off track a little bit. But anyways, I came back from, let's see, I went down Sunday. We recorded all week. So I sang like every day for hours and hours singing these songs. I go back, they call me, hey, we got a spot open Saturday night. Is going to be my first day off all week. I went and played that show, and then I played every day last week. And we just had some amazing shows, and my voice, made it through. So I don't know, though. These last 2 weeks have been some pretty amazing shows for me, just because I know how much work I have done, and man, still getting out there and getting after. I'm doing double tomorrow. I'm playing one of my favorite bars, Irish Kevin's. And then at night I'll play another one of my favorite bars across the street, Rick's. We're going to close it down over there. So I definitely love to work. I've got 6 shows in the next 5 days, and then I fly out to Illinois to play a show up there.
All
So
over
it's
the U.S.
yeah. Well, it's starting to be that way. I hadn't done much traveling since I've been in Florida. I've just pretty much stayed in Key West the last 3 years. But people are starting to hire me to do some shows up north. So what that means, I'm gonna have to start wearing pants, which I really don't wear down here. Shorts are what I wear.
Yeah, that just ties into our next question here. Would you rather perform in front of a big crowd or a smaller, intimate setting?
Anybody that likes to perform would say big crowd. There's something about that that is just unique and fun. So that'd probably be my preference. But listen, I can play to 10 people and have just a fabulous time. I get hired to do some private shows sometimes, and sometimes there's maybe only 8 or 9 or 10 people there. But when you have their attention and you see how much they're enjoying it, it really doesn't matter. The numbers don't. But yeah, I mean, of course, man, I want to I'd love to play for 100,000 people sometime. That would be awesome. I think probably the most right now I've played for, I don't know, a couple of thousand people. When I played for Tootsie, they used to have these big parties. So probably the biggest. But most of my shows have been 100 people or so, I guess. That's what these places hold down here. Kevin's may hold maybe like more like 250 or so.
So, if you could perform anywhere with anyone, where would you perform and who would you want to perform it with the most?
Wow, that is such an easy question for me to answer. I've got this song, Bocephus. So this will be a great lead into this song. So Hank Jr. just like him and Waylon are my 2 favorite artists ever. I had this funny experience this last year. I was playing the show, and this guy comes in, and he's just hammered drunk. I mean, it's not that unusual, but I mean, he's like hitting the bar on one side and stumbling over to the other side. He comes at the very end of my show. I'm like, who is this guy? and I ended my show with "Country Boy Can't Survive." And, and as I'm ending the show, he walks up on stage. You're not really supposed to do that. He walks up there, and it's the end of my show. He says, "Here's somebody who wants to talk to you." I grab the phone. It's Hank Jr. on the phone, and I don't know, that meant so much to me. But I've always loved Hank Jr. Like, all the bad things you've ever done in your life, all the partying and everything, drinking whiskey or something. So generally, Hank Jr. has been the music I was listening to, anyways. So it was fun to get to talk to him. I wrote a song about him called Bocephus, and it kind of just tells a little bit of the story of his life. Yeah, I love that song. But so if I could play for anybody, I would love to open up for Hank Jr. and have him come on stage while I'm playing the song Bocephus. That would be so awesome. Yeah.
So, besides music, what are some of your favorite pastime activities, hobbies, or interests that you enjoy doing?
Really, boating, I think, is my main interest right now. I've got a Bronco coming. I'm into 4x4 Broncos right now. I've got a beautiful 96 Bronco coming that my brother got for me. I have a half brother in Texas. So the Bronco's at his house right now. It's 96, 100,000 miles on it, super clean, very well taken care of. And I'm trying to decide whether to trick it out. I'd love to put some bigger tires on it and do a lift on it. I don't know. But it's in pristine shape, so I kind of hate to mess it up in its original form. So I'd say boating. I love cars and stuff like that. Broncos are my thing right now.
Very, very nice. Give me three words that would describe your personality and why.
I'd say adventurous, thoughtful. I don't know, ready to have a good time. It's like the places I play around here. That's what it's all about. People come down here to party and have a good time. So I try to show them a good time. I like to get to in my shows. I like to get people hollering and doing toasts and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I figure that's what they came down here for, is to let loose and yell at a show. And.
Yeah, fan interaction is an important part of being an artist and the most rewarding. Any stories you have about fans that have stood out to you? Maybe a first autograph story, maybe the first time a fan noticed you in public?
That is a fun thing. Well, the Nashville was the same way, really. If you're playing on Duval's the street down here, if you're playing on Duval, or if you're playing in Nashville, if you're playing on Broadway, so many people see you. So Nashville was fun for that. I'd be walking around after my show, and people were like, "Oh my God, we're at your show! It was so awesome." I see that happens a lot down here at Key West. It's a little smaller place down here, so if you're playing in one of the main venues like Irish Kevin's or Rick's, everybody sees you, even if they don't come in, they walk by there. I used to love playing at Legends in Nashville because they had this. You played, and there was a big window. So every time I play at Legends, I'd get all these calls the next day. It's like, we saw you and your band, from my musician buddies, because you had to walk by that corner just to get to where you're going. So that was kind of fun. I enjoy that. It's fun walking around. I got my mom's down here. Came down for half a year this year. She got a condo up here, and so it's been fun having her at the shows. Been a nice stretch. Then got to record my record. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I love making music, man. I've got the best fans in the world. My fans raised the money for this record. It was I have a private group called the TCB Nation. It's my subscription service. I do 2 shows a month for just them. It's a private show. There's only a few of us in there, and they get everything from me first because they support me each and every month. So those folks were the first ones to help me raise money for this record. And then the people that send me stars on Facebook. Gosh, man, stars have meant such a big difference in my shows, and it's so fun to get them because if you don't know what a star is, you can buy them from Facebook, and we send it. It's more than a heart. It's like, there's some money involved with it. So, like, I don't know. I think it's like for every star is like a penny or something like that. So while I'm singing my songs, somebody sending me stars. I watch the replays of my shows. You can see me just beam up every time. It's just appreciation. We get enough stars off our show that paid for a good portion of the record, and then I had some couple of other folks step up and just sponsor whole songs and stuff for me. So it's funny. We were supposed to record this record in May. I had 4 songs I was trying to get recorded, and I booked everything, and they could not work me in the studio. The studio I wanted to record in was so busy. They were like, we can't get to you that week. So I had to cancel my trip, and it's like, okay, there's a reason for this. And then we attracted a couple of people that they really got behind my song America to Me. They want a lot of people to hear that song. It's my buddy Mike Coyle. and he was in the military and retired colonel, and all of his boys are in the service. And so um, he hired me to play a gig for him up here, and then hired me to come over to his hotel and just play for his people that he had there after the show. So I was playing a few songs, and he was telling me a story about the military and stuff like that. It's like, oh my goodness, you got to hear the song I've written. I wrote right at the beginning of the pandemic. I just wrote a song about all the military men in my life. I mean, gosh, so many people in my family were military, and so I wrote it at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know why. I felt really patriotic. I wanted to honor these people. I mean, my grandfather, my Uncle James, my brother David earned the Purple Heart in Iraq, and so I got to honor all of them. And a couple of them got my Uncle James just passed away this last year, but he got to hear the song before he passed away. I thought that's kind of cool. I played this song for him called "America to Me," and it's really honoring, just talking about my experience as a child, how my dad taught me to put my hand over my heart, honor the flag, and the things I grew up with that I thought were just super cool. That really got the album kicked off again. He really loved that song. He's like, dude, I'll pay to have that recorded. I like that song. I think people need to hear it. And so that's what got the album kicked off. The album is going to be called Bonafide. I really got two records here. It might be two EPs. I don't know. I got one that is just straight ahead outlaw country, like Waylon, Hank Jr. That's like half the record. And then the other half of the record is more, man, some of it's kind of got dance beat to it. Some of it's more rock than anything. So there's the back half of the record is like, I guess, more modern music, I guess. So it's almost like I have two records there. Yeah, America to Me is what got it all started. And that's going to be our first single. And we're hoping to do a video with it. And we'd like to, I don't know, we're going to see if we can get around a base or something where we can have some military folks on that video. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome. I'd love to be a part of that because we salute and support our local military as well. So that'd be very nice. I would love to be a part of that.
We will bring you in. It's so fun. That's where I'm going. I'm going to see Mike in Springfield this weekend or this next weekend. Play a big show for him up there. So yeah, we're getting some support, to do a video for this song. And this will be the introduction to this record. It's a great song. I enjoyed writing it. I enjoyed singing it. Man, if you care for the military, I don't know, it gets me every time I sing it.
I know, it's making my arms stand up on my hand or on my arm here. So I want to thank you so much, Trenton, for taking time out to do this interview with us here on the Unique Beatz Radio. You're a great new addition of our lineup of artists, and we are honored to air your song "America to Me" and Bocephus. You can find out more about Trenton at TrentonChandlerBand.com for all updates, concerts, and events. And again, I want to thank you for joining us today, Trenton. It was a pleasure having you.
Listen, we have a lot of respect for you. It was great to see you win at ISA this last year. Well deserved. And we are all about what you're doing too, brother. So it's an honor to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Julie McDaniel, and you're listening to the Parker Radio Show, powered by Unique Beatz.
Now Hank called the son Bocephus. He knew his boy had the heart and soul. By the time that he was 15, was already stealing the show. And before too long, Miss Audrey, she had to let him go. He was high on Ajax Mountain till he fell to the valley below. The man in black told him, Pilgrim, son, it ain't your time to go. Not yet, boy. Pick up the guitar, pick up the pieces, Show 'em you can stand on your own. That's right. Oh, he likes to drink, he likes to party, and get down with his rowdy friends. 'Cause when you're running wide open with Waylon, it's hard to tell the night ends and the day begins. Ain't that the truth? Well, they fired him from Monday Night Football, wouldn't let Hank start the show. Well, just speaking his mind in America, there used to be right now, don't you know? Seems we've lost our family traditions, like a train running off the track out of control. Well, he likes to drink, he likes to party, and get down with his rowdy friends. Rocking the stage down in Detroit with Kid Rock, you know the party never ends. If the sun don't shine tomorrow, and the preacher man says it's the end of time, well, don't you bother looking for me, 'cause you know I'll be doing fine. Nah. If there's one thing old Hank taught us, it's a country boy can't survive. If there's one thing old Hank taught us, it's a country boy can't survive.